Baby neck tension. How do you know if your baby has this, and if they do, whether that's something you need to worry about? Well, the 3 simple questions that we're going to cover in this video will help you answer that for your baby. Look at this baby here. They have got neck tension. However, it's not an issue for this baby. And as we answer these 3 questions, you will understand why and be able to apply that to your baby. The first question is baby's head in line with their body? Or is the neck tilted or turned to one side? The second question is about time. You've noticed your baby's neck is tight. Is it tight all of the time? Or if baby can sometimes move their neck around from side to side, that either means no problem or a much less of a problem. So if your baby's head tilts to one side and it's there nearly all the time, then yes, there is an issue there that you want to look at. And the medical term for this is torticollis. Question 3. Does baby have something else going on for them? If they are not well, if they have one of the symptoms listed here in the screen as well as neck tension, it's very important that you seek medical help straight away. So before we go into some more on torticollis, let's talk about the baby at the start of the video that had neck tension. Now they don't have torticollis, but they do have neck tension. So why is that? It's because it's not coming from the neck. Because we've asked those 3 questions. 1, is the neck in line? Yes, it is. 2, does baby's neck move from side to side? Is it always stuck to one side? And this baby it wasn't. And 3, is the baby unwell? No. And that is super useful information, because then you can ask what else is going on. Is it that they're super hungry and they need to feed? Or is it something that's ongoing? You see this neck tension a lot. Maybe it's related to colic or reflux. Digestion is often a reason for baby being tense and unhappy. So now let's come back to babies with neck tension and their neck is not in line with their body, or they struggle to get the neck to move easily from one side to the other. Because the tension and the movement are linked. And this is why a baby can have a tight neck when they're first born and you don't really notice, but that tension reduces the ability of them to move. And then over a few weeks, you then think, wow, baby's not moving their neck as much to one side. And that can lead to baby lying on one side of the head more than the other. And that can contribute to what we call flat head problem, which medically we call plagiocephaly. And so the key thing for you to remember if your baby has a problem like this is movement. If we can get baby's neck moving better, then problems will start to resolve. But how we encourage that movement is absolutely crucial. If you try to move the baby's neck and it causes them pain or discomfort, they will actually tighten up more and you will cause more of a problem for baby. Because in their mind, they will link the movement to pain and not want to do that movement again. So as you start to help your baby by moving their neck, always remember to be very, very gentle with baby, but also very gentle with yourself. Don't get frustrated, because sometimes baby won't want to move the neck, in which case stop, otherwise you will cause more problems. Come back to it later. But if that still doesn't work, then you may need some outside help. For example, take baby to see a craniosacral therapist or an osteopath, someone who focuses on treating babies. Because in some babies, these problems are very mild and it will respond very quickly to these movements that you do. In other babies, it's much more serious and it's much harder for you to work with them at home. And so it's easy for you to get frustrated if it's not responding. So if that's happening, go and get some help from a practitioner that focuses on babies and works on these problems every single day. If that's not available in your area, allow yourself more time. Be more gentle with the process and just a little by little each day. Remember, baby does respond very strongly to your mood, your nervous system. And so if you're doing this in a way that's making you tense, it will make baby tense as well, which will tighten their muscles. So if it's not working, back off, get some help, or try another day. So now let's look at some specifics of what you can do to help baby. They fall within the 3 areas listed above. So let's start with number 1, exercises. Here you can see that we're turning baby's neck. Now when you do this, always start by turning it to the side that it wants to go first. That's to do with nervous system programming. And then we come back to the other side. That's a little bit harder, trying to get it to move a little bit more to that side. Sometimes very easy to do, but sometimes very difficult. Go slow, be gentle. If it's not working, try this next exercise. This exercise here is also allowing some stretch and turn into the neck, but this time we're stretching the body in order to do that. Now this is a gentler stretch for the neck than the previous exercise, and so it's not going to work as fast, but we couldn't do the previous exercise, and so we're doing one that baby will accept. After you've done this, then you can come back and try that, turning that neck directly again and seeing if that works. If not, come back the next day, same pattern, try again. 2, positioning. Now you can see with this baby that although they're facing slightly towards the camera, there's actually a tilt or a side bend of the head away from us. And so what we want to do here is to encourage baby to turn more towards the camera. So you can simply make some noise, stimulus, that sort of thing to get them to activate and move to that side. Can work this by other means. If there's a window with some activity outside, trees or cars, then baby will probably want to turn towards that. And of course the use of toys can be super useful. Here we're using them to encourage the baby to turn towards the left. And because babies spend so much time sleeping, it's really good to take advantage of that, and we position cot, or if you're co-sleeping, position baby, so that they have to turn their neck towards the side that they don't like going to be towards you. So now we looked at exercises, we've looked at positioning, and the final thing to look at is props. By props we mean a pillow or a rolled up towel, and we use those props to encourage baby's head to one side, to stretch out the side that's tight, and also works very well if the baby has a flat head, and flat head and neck tension often go together. And so we use the prop, the pillow or the towel, to come off the side of the head that's flattened and to stretch out the neck muscles nice and gently on the side where they're tight. Babies spend a long time sleeping, so if we can get a prop in there while they're sleeping, that can be extremely useful at helping working through this neck tension for baby. Now age does matter. The younger baby is, the more effective these props are going to be, particularly the pillow. You can see with this baby here, they're lying on their left hand side, and so we put that pillow underneath there so the head rests in that little gap. It's going to enable them to come off that left hand side, and that's going to be of huge help. Now with older babies who are stronger, move more, this type of pillow is not as effective. You'll see that they'll swivel their neck back to the side they like going to, and that dip isn't big enough to hold them in the position that you want them to be. And so in an older baby, you may find that using a rolled up towel is much more effective. Now let's look at how we would use that rolled up towel, because it is very important how you do this, both for safety and for effectiveness. So we're going to take a small hand towel and roll it up really nice and tightly. And then with baby on their back, you're going to turn them towards the side they don't like going, towards the tight side. Then we've got to put our towel in there where that green line is. Now sometimes baby's going to want to turn back, so sometimes it's easy for two of you to do this, because one person can hold with their hand there on their head, holding baby's neck to the one side, whilst the other person puts the towel in there to prevent them turning back to that side. Now we can see here in the left hand diagram that we've got baby turned all the way over to the left hand side, coming off that little bald patch at the back there, which is a little bit of a giveaway that says they've been lying on that side and wearing off the hair. Now that's great if we can do that with baby, but sometimes we can't do that with baby. Sometimes, like here in the right hand picture, baby's turned all the way to one side, in which case getting them just facing upwards is all that we can do, and that's great. They're still off the side that's tight, and then over time we'll try to work them more and more away from the side that's tight. But if this is all we can do, that's great, that's what we do. Because otherwise you're just going to annoy baby. If you try and really crank it over to one side and they keep pushing back against you and really are unhappy, that's telling you that's not going to work. They're either going to push the towel away or they're going to get really upset. So just like with the exercises, just like with the positioning, with props, we take the gains that we can get and we go with that, and we come back the next day and we work again. Don't push too much. And of course, safety is key. So never use these props if there's a chance that baby can swivel their neck so that they're then facing into the prop and is obstructing their airway in some ways. And I wouldn't recommend using them unless baby is lying on a properly designed baby mattress, such as in a baby cot. So you now have these 3 tools that you can help baby. But if you're not getting where you want to go, remember there are people that are working with babies day in, day out that can help you and your baby. So don't feel you need to struggle alone with this. And remember, the younger baby is, the faster they will respond. So whether you go and see someone or do the exercises or both, try not to wait. get onto it straight away.